What do you get when you mix a reserve currency, a DAO, with green energy? You get Klima DAO. This crypto is a very, very interesting project, and I'm going to talk about this, the fundamentals, how to buy it, price predictions, and all that good stuff. So stick around, this is a very, very valuable coin review. Cue the intro. So first, a bit of housework, of course. If you haven't already done so, like and subscribe to the channel. Would very much appreciate that. It costs you absolutely nothing and it means a lot to me. So if you can go ahead and like this video and subscribe, would very much appreciate that. Also, if you're new to crypto and you want to learn the basics, fundamentals, a bit of TA, then go ahead and click on the course in the description and go and enroll to that. And also, if you want to DM me any coins that you want me to cover in terms of technicals, TA, then join my private Telegram group with the link in the description. I also do a lot of chart work. I love TA, so you'll see a lot of that. With the housework out of the way, let's get straight into this coin review. So this is Klima DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, and it's a fork of Olympus. So if you haven't heard about that project, it's the first of its kind. Very, very interesting project, and there's a lot of similarities between this and that, because this is a fork of Olympus. So you can basically learn about Olympus from this as well. So what is a decentralized organization? And then we'll start looking at the coin. A DAO, sometimes called a decentralized autonomous corporation, is an organization represented by rules encoded as a computer program that is transparent, controlled by the organization members, and not influenced by a central government. A DAO's financial transaction record and program rules are maintained on the blockchain. The precise legal status of this type of business organization is unclear, so we're yet to find out about that. But essentially, it's like a company that's run by code. So the code was created, it's open source, it was turned on, and then the company essentially starts running according to these rules, and there's no centralized authority. So with the Klima DAO, with Olympus, is run completely by code, and the only way decisions are made is through majority voting, things of that nature. So that's a DAO. Very, very interesting. The purest form of crypto, essentially, in my opinion. Now let's start looking at what Klima is. Klima, their kind of slogan: drive climate action and earn rewards with a carbon-backed algorithmic digital currency. A DAO, a protocol and ecosystem. Klima DAO's goal is to accelerate the price appreciation of carbon assets. A high price for carbon forces companies and economies to adapt more quickly to the realities of climate change, and makes low carbon technologies and carbon removal projects more profitable. Through the Klima token, we will maximize value creation for our community and create a virtual cycle of growth. Eventually, the Klima token, each backed by real verified carbon assets, will function as a truly sustainable asset and a medium of exchange with a real planetary value. So the main kind of thing, the fundamental thing is backed, or the only thing is backed by its carbon credit or carbon token. So let's read about that and understand more about what that is. A carbon offset is a reduction in the emission of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases made in order to compensate for emissions made elsewhere. Offsets are measured in tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, and 1 ton of carbon offset represents the reduction of 1 ton of carbon dioxide or its equivalent. So essentially, when a company or organization reduces their carbon emissions by a certain amount, there's value to that. It's called a carbon offset. And so if they can prove they've done that, if they've reduced the emission and they've offset carbon, then they can actually, that becomes valuable. They can trade that for a Klima token. And the more expensive this token becomes, the more it appreciates in price, the more it incentivizes companies to want to offset more carbon because they can earn more money.
Really?
So, as they said, it's going to incentivize more technologies or low carbon technologies, because the more offset carbon they offset, the more they can earn. So it's a very, very interesting project which is live. So you can really understand the value right here. And also what I was gonna say is it's also a green play. In the stock market, when you have a lot of these renewable stocks, these stocks that are made up, green energy companies, whether it's electric vehicles or the whatever climate change related stock, it gets a bit more attention. It's more favored by government because it's green and renewable. It's very hot right now, essentially. So this is a play along those lines. So it essentially will get a bit more favored, is what I'm trying to say. So reading further into that, climate treasury, the treasury is the center of the black hole. Every climate token is backed by 1 ton of verified tokenized carbon reduction or removal. These can remain locked in the treasury indefinitely or sold to balance the price of climate. Bonding is how carbon enters the treasury and new climate is created. Anyone can buy climate at a discount by bonding carbon units and liquidity provider shares over a set vesting period. This is the thing that makes this project extra valuable. Staking, carbon comes in and value comes out. Holders of climate can earn compounding interest, as Einstein said, is a law of physics, compounding interest, on their climate by staking. Staking encourages long-term holding of climate and allows participants to benefit from the rising price of carbon. As the protocol generates profit through bond sales, the profit is allocated to everyone who has staked climate. So essentially you could stake it. Now, this is easier to illustrate it by actually going to the app. So the return on investment in a 5-day rate, right? So when you're staking the climate token and it becomes S-Climate staked, every 5 days you get 8.33% on your stake, right? So you make 8.3 after 5 days, 8%, and then you take that profit, you put it back into and stake that as well, compounds even more. You repeat that process again and again. It keeps compounding like a crazy snowball until you have a very large holding of S-Climate. So you can imagine the money, and this on top of the fact that price will appreciate over time. So this is a very, very valuable project, to say the least. Now, with that out of the way, how do you purchase climate? So the easiest way to purchase it and the cheapest way, I'm not going to actually log in and show you my account details. Of course, security, you can't be crazy out here. You log into Binance, you buy matic. This is purchased on the Polygon bridge. So you buy matic, you would transfer it to your MetaMask. So you've got to set that up as well. You've got to make sure to have the Polygon bridge there or set up. You send it to your MetaMask on the Polygon bridge, and you need to send it from Binance because you can send it via the Polygon network to your MetaMask, which saves you a lot of money because if you have to do via Ethereum, you pay like $200 in fees. It's insane, very, very expensive. So buy on Binance, send it via the Polygon network onto your MetaMask, and then you go to CoinGecko and you click on the pairing, go to the market, you find the pairing that you want, you go ahead and click that. It takes you to SushiSwap, and it's literally that easy. Connect your wallet, and then you would go from matic to Klima, bing bang bosh, make the trade, and you're done. You've got your climate token. So it's very, very easy, and it's a lot cheaper than doing it via the Ethereum network. Otherwise, it's very, very expensive. So that is the gist of it. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure it does. I think that explained that quite well, if I must say so myself. At the moment, it is currently $1,928. The market cap is 724 million, so it's not quite a small cap anymore. Trading volume is at 22 million, total supply 383,000, and the circulating supply is basically the same. Now, if we actually have a look at the technicals, we can't unfortunately look at any chart data, but we can have a little look at price. From the beginning, 19th of October, started around $2,000, and it got to as high as $3,600. Now we can see $2,000 is an important level, and it's just below that. So if it remains below that, we might see some further lows, because that seems to be a very important level. If it closes above that for the week, of course we can expect some higher levels being reached. A little low was created around 3,000. 3,000 is the next key level. As you can see, you know, these prices are bouncing around that level, and then we have 3,600. So from what we can see, the $2,000 level is important. At the moment, it's just below that. I think it was above that today, but it was just below that. If it stays below, 2,000 will act as resistance, keeping it down. If it gets back above, we can expect higher prices. So that is Klima DAO. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. I think it's a very, very important project. And the key thing is the staking rewards are very, very good. It compounds over time. And it's a fork of Olympus. Olympus is also creating waves within crypto, within DeFi. So have a look at that as well. So with that done, coin review finished. See you in the next video. Peace.